AIM Global, keeping dreams alive.
Kukuha po ako ng isang volunteer na kukunan po natin ng blood sample. Sino po ang hindi pa nakakainom ng alive ever since? Yung alive, yung hindi pa nakakainom. Okay? Ang dami. Ang dami pa, no? Sino naman doon sa mga nagtaas ng kamay, yung naka 1 hour ago nang kumain ng lunch? Anong oras kayo kumain? Yung medyo matagal akong kaninong kumain. Kasi po, pakakainin ko kayo. Ayan, pakakainin ko kayo. Kaya lang isa lang. Isa lang mo yung pakakainin natin. Libre po yon, walang bayad. At isa pa, maganda doon, nakalibre kayo ng live blood analysis. Alam po ninyo ang live blood analysis, nakikita po ninyo dito yung talagang itsura agad ng dugo ninyo. Gusto ko pong patunayan sa inyo, hello, gusto ko pong patunayan sa inyo na lahat po na nagiging sakit natin nanggagaling sa pagkain natin. Naniniwala kayo? Sangayon po kayo sa sinabi ko? Bukod sa mga bakterya, mga viruses, karamihan po ng sakit natin dahil sa ating kinakain. At yun ang gusto kong patunayan ngayong araw na to, at malaki po ang may tutulong sa inyo ng Alive. Kaya po itong akin lang nire-recommend na food supplement. Okay. So, ang gagawin po natin, doon sa kung sino man yung volunteer natin, pakakainin ko siya ng mga pagkain na malimit natin kinakain. And then, after 1 hour, kukunan ko po siya ng blood sample. Okay? Pakikita ko sa inyo ano itsura ng dugo niya after 1 hour. Tapos po, ipagpapatuloy ko yung aking lecture hanggang sa matapos. At the end of my lecture, bago pala maipakita ko pa yung blood sample, bibigyan ko po siya ng Alive. Painumin po natin ng Alive. At the end of my lecture, tingnan natin yung kanya uling blood sample na makatapos ng minom ng Alive. And let's see what's the difference. Tingnan natin. Interesting? Diba? Okay. So, sino po ang gusto kong maging volunteer, yung hindi pa ho nakakainom ng Alive at nakakain na mga 1 or 2 hours ago? Sino pipili? Sino? Kayo na lang. At bibigyan po natin na ito yung mga ipapakain po natin na malimit natin kinakain. Bagong bili po ito, sponsored by Sir Arnel Limpin. Siya po ang bumili nito. Ayan. Bibigyan po natin ng pampasira ng bato. Okay. Bibigyan po natin ng pampataas ng kolesterol. Ayan. Ayan. At saka French fries. Bibigyan natin ng French fries. Sino mahilig sa French fries? Taas ang kamay. Ayan, ako. Ang dami ko na magiging pasyente. Okay. Sige, mamaya ko sasabihin ano ang makukuha ninyo sa French fries. Ganda ko lang siya. Wala. Nakita niyo yung mga red blood cells, dikit-dikit siya. Dikit-dikit. Ayun. So, wala kayong makitang hiwalay na red. Ito po, hindi. Ano po yan? Doon lang po yan sa lente nung microscope. Kaya pagka ginalaw ko, hindi sasama. So, yun po, dumi lang po doon sa lente. Oh, yun, doon pa rin siya. So, yan po yung tinatawag nating Rouleau formation, na the red blood cells tend to be sticky, masyadong madidikit sila kasi acid na acid. So, ang pinakain natin ay soft drinks, French fries, at saka hamburger. Ayan. Pag kumain kayo ganito, gusto nyo magkaganto ang dugo nyo, kain kayo lagi ganito. Araw-araw, maya, kumain kayo ng kumain. Para wala na hong dumaloy na dugo sa inyong, ayan. Okay? Ayan. Wala kayong makikita. Lahat, di ba? Bigyan ng alive si ma'am. Sino may alive? Alive. Okay. Ayun, binagay si ma'am. Lagyan yung tubig. Ayan, ha? Toso tayo na. Wala. Ayan. Hiwalay na po siya. See? Ayan. Kita niyo, buhay na buhay ang mga red blood cells niya. Hiwa-hiwalay na po. At malulusog na, masisigla na sila. Gumagalaw. Nagsuswim na po sila dun sa plasma ng pasyente. Kita po ninyo? Ayan. Ganyan dapat ang red blood cells nyo. Hindi lang nyo na makita ang pulang-pula kasi po, gawa ng LCD natin, yung resolution. Pero pag makita nyo sa television ito, kung ang gagamitin natin television, kita nyo red na red yan. Pero you see, ang tsura, ayan, no? Ayan, gumagalaw pa sila, malusog, alive na alive. So, gamitin po ninyo alive. Yan po, 1 capsule lang yan. 1 capsule. What more if you take 1 to 3 capsules a day, maintain, ang ganda po ng inyong red blood cells. Malusog na malusog sila. Kita yung magkakaiba kanina, dikit-dikit, di ba? O ngayon, hiwa-hiwalay na siya.
Last March of 2006, we created, we established this company called Alliance in Motion Global, or AIM Global for short. Kumuha po kami ng mga taong tulad nyo. Ayun, tulad nyo, ganyan-ganyan ang pagbumukha. Ayun, ganyan-ganyan, nakaganon. Yan naman kaya kami rito. Ayun, ganyan-ganyan ang iniisip. Di ba yung isa nakaganon? Ano kaya napapakain sa akin, nag-invite sa akin? Cheeseburger. Di ba ganyan-ganyan ang iniisip? Guys, ano ginawa namin? Kumuha kami ng taong tulad nyo. Kumuha kami ng tricycle driver, pedicab driver, kumuha kami ng janitor, kumuha kami ng estudyante, kumuha kami ng nagtatrabaho sa SM, nagtatrabaho sa 7-Eleven, nagtambay sa kanto, ng barbero, ng teacher, ng accountant, ng dentista, ng abogado, ng engineer. Lahat po tinuruan namin ng sikreto namin. Ano nangyari? Good news, lahat naging milyonaryo. Guys, what's my point? Kung yung tagumpay nangyari lang sa mga profesional na nakapag-aral na edukadong tao, kung sa kanilang nangyari, malamang para lang to sa taong profesional at nakapag-aral. Can you imagine, tricycle driver, pedicab driver, janitor, estudyante, nagtatrabaho sa SM, nagtatrabaho sa 7-Eleven, natutunan ng negosyo at ngayon, milyonary na. Anong point ko, mga kapuso? Kung nangyari sa kanila, sa inyo, kaya o hindi kaya? What does it mean? Meron kaming alam na tinuro sa kanila na kung malalaman nyo, kikitain nyo o hindi? Meron kaming ginagawa na ipinagagawa namin sa kanila na kung gagawin mo rin yun, ikaw, yayaman o hindi? It needs to start with learning. Tama si Ka Ernie Baron. Knowledge is so powerful. powerful, it can change your mind and your life in a snap. But all you need to do, start listening. Start learning new things. Kaya galit na galit kami sa mga taong nagsasabing, alam ko na yan eh. Ang sagot namin doon, sir, kung ito alam nyo na, dapat bilyonaryo ka na ngayon. Kasi kung hindi mo pa ito alam, marami ka pang hindi nagagawa. Marami ka pang hindi alam. So what are these things, basic things, before we go to the nitty-gritty of our company? For us in this industry, mga kapuso, dalawa lang po ang uri ng tao sa mundong ibabaw. Those people living in this category we define as linear income. Though, ano yung mga linear income worker na yan? These are people who keeps on working every day simply to get paid. Sipag nila magtrabaho. How are they spending their work or their time? They're spending 100% of their own effort. Mag-isa lang sila. What's wrong with the scenario? Wala po. But according to so many experts and authorities in this business industry, okay lang mapunta ka rito, kaya lang mga 3 to 5 years lang. Huwag kang magbababad dyan. Sino po ba yung mga naririyan? Alamin natin. Tatrabaho para kumita. Guys, pagbaliktad natin, no work, no pay. Ulitin natin para mas masarap. No work, no pay. Ilang taong ka lang, no work, no pay. 10 years, 20 years, ang tanda mo na, may rayuma ka na, may apo ka pa, may sakit ka na, no work, no pay ka pa rin. Masakit o hindi? Sabi sa Bible, the truth, it may be painful, but it will set you free. Ang katotohanan po, kadalasan masaklap at makirot. Pero kinakailangan tanggapin. Bakit? Baka binabangungot ka na, nag-i-enjoy ka pa. Yung mga bata-bata pang narito, ilang taong ka pa magiging no work, no pay. Why? Because if you belong to this category, mahihirapan ka umasenso. True! Kahit masipag at matyaga, kahit professional, kahit matalino ka, as long as you end up in this category, mahirapan ka umasenso. Let's prove it one by one. Sabi ng magulang natin, anak, magpakatalino ka. Salihan mo lahat ng contest, lahat ng mga quiz bee. Pagkatapos mo mag-aral, maghanap ka ng trabaho. Mag-apply ka sa kumpanya. At balang araw, yayaman ka din. Eto na, may kilala ko. Elementary, classmate ko, valedictorian. High school, valedictorian. College, cum laude. Nag-masteral pa. Tapos ngayon, empleyado. Hindi pa masok ng 3 months. May kita wala? Wala. Eh di ba wala yung talino? Anong point ko? Professional. Sabi niya, pag professional ka, magiging asensado ka. Doktor na tulad ko, professional. Kinakailangan mag-clinic at magpasyente para kumita. Tama po ba? Doktor na walang pasyente, walang clinic, may kita wala? Abogado, number 1 sa bar exam, walang kaso, may kita wala? Uy, magising ka sa katotohanan. Professional na nga, hirap pa. Paano ka pala hindi professional? E di mas mahihirapan ka. Tama mali? Sabi ng isang magaling na senador, ang tagumpay nasa sipag at itanong mo sa sarili mo yan, kung yan totoo, di dapat lahat ng magsasaka tagumpay. Dapat lahat ng mangingisda tagumpay. Diba sino pa sisipag sa magsasaka at mangingisda? Alas 4:30 ng madaling araw, nasa dagat na, nagsasaka na, habang tayong lahat tulog pa. Sino pa sisipag sa kanila? Pag-uwi ng bahay, may sariling bahay at lupa, wala. Baon nga sa utang eh. Nasaan ang tagumpay dun? What do I mean? If you put those attributes, those characteristics, those features that I've mentioned, pag nilagay mo sa linear income, you'll be frustrated. Mahihirapan kang umasenso. Ay, Dok, ano ba yung dapat naming mapag-aralan? It's what we define in this industry as residual income. Dok, ano yung residual income? This is an opportunity, a chance, a once-in-a-chance, a once-in-a-lifetime chance na darating sa buhay mo, hindi ka na nagtatrabaho, but you keep on getting paid exponentially. Dok, ano ibig sabihin yan? Natutulog ka na, kumikita ka pa rin. Limpak-limpak pa. Gusto yung ba na gano'n? Ito maganda. Nagbabakasyon ka na, kasama yung mga mahal mo sa buhay, abay may kita ka pa rin limpak-limpak. Gusto yung ba na gano'n? Ito yung nangyayari na ngayon. Ayaw mo na ng kita. Abay, may kita pa rin. Maganda o na maganda? sabi ng isa, Dok, ako kaya matulog sa trabaho ko bukas, may kita kaya ako? Para si Santi ka, huwag mo na gawin yun. So yung iba nagtatanong, Dok, nakakashock naman yung sinasabi mo. Guys, kung ikaw shock, imaginein mo ako. 11 years ago, doktor ako, professional, postgrad, ang taas ng pinag-aralan ko. Tapos may isang taong hindi ko kilala. Sasabihin sa akin, Dok, darating ang time, hindi ka na nagkiklinik, wala ka ng pasyente tinitignan, natutulog ka na lang, kumikita ka pa rin. Imagine mo yung kasyakan ko na-experience na yun. Kaya kung ikaw nabibigla ka, mas nabibigla ako noon. Until ipinaliwanag sa akin kung paano. Paano? Through an equation. Sabi sa akin, girls, guys, with what you're doing, you're spending 100% of your own effort, mag-isa ka lang. With what we're preaching, you have the chance to have 1% of 100 people. Sabi ko, paano nagkaiba yan? Parang pinagbaliktad mo na yung prosyento at mga zero. Sabi sa with what you're doing, sa ginagawa niyo po ngayon, pag bukas, Tuesday, hindi ka pumasok, nagkasakit ka, tanggal yung 100%. No work? No. Kahit masipag, matyaga, professional, matalino ka pa. With what we're preaching, mawala ka man sa 100, abay may 99 ka pa. And of this 99, may 1% ka pa rin on each and every one of them. May kita wala. And that's what you call residual income. Eh, sino ba yung nagpauso niya? There's this guy by the name of J. Paul Getty. Sabi niya, I would rather have 1% of so many people than to spend 100% of my effort alone. Sino ba si J. Paul Getty? Siya po yung kauna-unahang bilyonaryo sa United States of America. In short, naging bilyonaryo po siya. Pesos, dollars. Siping nyo, naging bilyonaryo in dollars. At siya rin ang nagsabi, if you, sabi kasi ng iba, Doc, baka kaya kakikita ng ganyang kalaki, kinakailangan, million din yung ilabas mo. Hundreds and thousands of pesos ang kinakailangan ilabas para magkaroon ka ng residual income. Siya na mismo nagsabi, if you do not have enough funds to put up a multinational company, sabi niya, you may have an option of joining a distribution business and harvest the same effects of residual income. Ganun din pala if you join a distribution company. That's why AIM Global, Alliance in Motion Global Incorporated, is a distribution company. We have partners in the United States. We have lucrative products. We have a very lucrative compensation plan. So to start with, are you ready to learn? Yes! Then for companies, Alliance in Motion Global, we partnered with, pakita mo na, we partnered with Nature's Way. Sino po ba ang Nature's Way? Nature's Way has been existing for almost 45 years, to be exact. This is a $1 billion a year company. Yeah, $1 billion a year company. All of their products are medically proven, scientifically researched. They have more than 200 medical doctors, scientists, urbanists, researchers developing, formulating new product lines. But what I love about this great company is this: all of their products have very high ORAC value. Dok, ang iyang ORAC value stands for Oxygen Radical Absorbance Capacity. Dok, ano ba ang ORAC na yan? Mine-measure niya yung mga elements that we call antioxidants. Dok, ano naman yung antioxidants according to so many research done, not only by Nature's Way, but a lot of independent medical communities. Ang sanhipo ng lahat ng sakit sa buong mundo, mula sa simpleng ubot-sipon hanggang sa pinakamalalang cancer at even AIDS ang may kasalanan, free radicals. E nasan po ang free radicals? It's in the air that we breathe in. Question, may iwasan po ba ang hangin? Pag inaiwasan mo ang hangin, abay, kinuha ka na ni Lord. Hindi natin may iwasan yan. Some of the people are asking me, Dok, paano nasa hangin yan? Can you please explain it to us na mauunawaan namin? Guys, imagine mo to. Imagine mo itong pen na hawak ko as a nail. Okay? Pako in Tagalog. Ang nail po ba or pako, may buhay o wala? Ilagay mo yan sa isang tabi. And the free radicals that I'm talking about, itong mga free radicals that I'm talking about, okay, they usually take action on anything, even on nails. So what will happen? Titirahin ng free radicals yung pako. Guess what? After good, alam nyo, kinakalawang. Kaya katawan natin, may buhay o wala? Meron yung buhay and worst of all, kinakalawang din yan. And the sad part is this, hindi natin nararamdaman. What do I mean? Sa pagkakaupo mo ngayon, pwedeng may sakit ka na, hindi pa lang nagmamanifest at ikaw wala pang kabuang-muang. Yung iba, hindi makapaniwala. Well, let me give you two classical stories that I would like to expound it after telling you these stories. One about the heart, and what about the big C? Okay? 2 years ago, may sikat na musician in the Filipino music industry. Pangalan niya, Mr. Eli Buendia. Sikat ho ba? Yeah. Vokalista ng bandang Eraserheads. Nag-dissolve, nagtayo ng panibagong banda. Ano pangalan? Pupil. Sikat na sikat. Lahat ng album ng Eraserheads, platinum, triple platinum. Ano nangyari? 2 years ago, okay? Sumakit yung tiyan. Nagpunta sa doktor, ginamot yung sakit ng tiyan. Napakinggan yung puso, abay iba tunog. Nirefer sa cardiologist. Alam niyo po ba yung cardiologist? Doktor na espesyalista sa sakit sa puso. ECG, alam niyo po ba ECG? Lumabas yung resulta, abnormal. 2D echo naman ang ginawa. Dok, ano yung 2D echo? Ultrasound sa puso. 3 and 4 dimensional part of your heart's makikita. Yung muscles, yung pagpasok ng dugo, kung may bara o wala. Paglabas ng resulta ng 2D echo, pinatawag yung asawa. Sabi sa asawa ni Eli, hey, your husband, he is a ticking time bomb. Anytime, pwedeng atakin sa puso nang walang nararamdaman. Tumawa yung asawa, Dok, are you sure? Asawa ko yung tinutukoy mo. My husband is just 31 years old. Walang nararamdamang chest pain. Hindi hina-high blood. Paano mo masasabi may sakit sa puso ang asawa ko? Pinakita yung resulta ng 2D echo. Look at the result. 3 of the major arteries ng puso ni Eli Buendia, 100% black. Eh, Doc, ano kailangan gawin? I-bypass operation. Narinig niyo na po ba yung terminong bypass? Sa tingin niyo, mura mahal? Milyon ang hiningi sa kanya during that time. Hindi na operahan during that moment. Ano nangyari? Nabalitaan ng mga kaibigang banda, parokya ni Edgar, Kamikaze, and so many other bands, nag-produce ng concert, tribute to Mr. Eli Buendia, Live Eli. Lahat ng proceeds binigay sa kanya. Awa ng Diyos, na operahan na. Last year, nag-concert sila, reunion ng Eraserheads. Hindi natapos. Bakit? Nag-collapse in the middle of the concert. Early this year, tinuloy yung concert. Halos hindi matuloy-tuloy. Bakit? Sabi ng doktor, huwag ka masyadong ma-excite. Huwag ka masyadong magtatatalon. Bakit? Baka himatayin ka uli. Why? Yung sakit bumabalik. Can you imagine? 31 years old, hindi high blood, walang chest pain, pero may sakit sa puso. May iba lang ako. Di ba kayo wala kayong nararamdaman? Tama po ba? Di ba wala kayong nararamdaman? Di ba? Wala kayong nararamdaman? O, ganyan-ganyan sa Eli nung bago atakihin. Ayan, ganyan-ganyan yung mga ngiti niya. Ganyan-ganyan yung pagtawa niya. Let me tell you about the big C. Dok, ano yung big C? Cancer. Carcinoma. When we talk about cancer, there are always two kinds of stories. Dalawa lang. Yung isang kwento ganito. Naku, si Kumari, may maliit na bukol sa breast. Ano raw, nagpunta kay doktor, sinuri, benign. Ano yung benign? Hindi malala, so huwag kang mag-alala. Yan yung isang uri ng kwento. Yung isang kwento ganito. Naku, si Kumpare, nakita ko last year, ang taba-taba, ang lusog-lusog. O what happened now? Nakita ko last month, biglang bumagsak yung katawan. Bumagsak yung timbang. Pati mukha, bumagsak, parang laging puyat. Hindi mapagkatulog. Tapos yung pagduminga raw, minsan matigas, minsan malambot. Pagpunta sa doktor, in-ultrasound yung sikmura. Naku po, may malaki palang bukol sa loob ng sikmura. Ano yung bukol? Cancer stage 3. Ano sabi ng doktor? 2 months to live na lang. May butiki ah. In short, itong kwento about cancer, malala na kaagad. Okay? Malala. Guys, ito tanong ko sa inyo. Mas marami kayo kesa sa akin. Kapag ang pinag-usapan cancer, ano yung mas madalas na naparirinig, na pag-uusapan, na pag-chichismis-chismisan? Yung hindi malala na benign o malala na kaagad? Ano mas marami? Sabay-sabay pa kayo. What does it mean? Pare-pareho kayo ng observation. Why? Guys, this is the reality. When we talk about cancer, there are only 4 stages of cancer. Stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wala pong stage 5. At itong masaklap sa lahat, guys, pag ikaw may cancer stage 1 at stage 2, most of the time, wala kang nararamdamang kakaiba. Pagtalo ng stage 3 at stage 4, doon lang mabubulabog yung sistema ng katawan mo, enough for you to be bothered para magpakonsulta sa doktor. And during that time, pag nagpakonsulta ka, late na, stage 3, stage 4, natataningan ka na lang. Nangyayari hindi. And worst of all, ito yung pinakasablay sa lahat. Ano yun? Ang Pinoy, pag walang nararamdaman, papacheck up hindi. Sablay talaga. Sipin mo, yan ang Pinoy. Lawit na rito yung bituka. Nakikipag-inuman pa. Ayaw pa pumunta sa doktor. Pag nalasing, tatanungin si kumpare, pare, sa tingin mo, ano to? Ayan. Ano ba yung kumpare mo? Doktor? Hindi. Pubero. Ayaw magpunta kay doktor. Pupunta. Huli na. That's the sad part. Ang free radicals, guys, traidor. Traidor yan. At marami pa tayong ginagawa araw-araw na nagpapataas ng free radicals sa ating katawan. Like what? Ang lakas mo manigarilyo at uminom ng alak. Aray. Dalawang bisyong nagpapadali sa buhay ng tao. Ano pa? Ang lakas mo kumain ng taba-taba. Taba ng baboy, balat ng manok, di ba? French fries, malutong na chicken, di ba? Pagka pinag-usapan, barbecue ang una mo kinakain, yung nasa dulo, kesa yung karne, taba kagad, di ba? Mataas po yun sa free radicals. What else? Ang hilig mo kumain ng sunog-sunog. Pag sinabing barbecue, gusto mo sunog, tapa, tostado, longganisa, gusto mo tostado, pagkanin, gusto mo tutong. Meron bang ganon? Di ba? Hilig mo sa sausawan, toyo na may kalamansi, na may patis, na may sili, suka na may bawang, suka na may bagong balayan. Meron bang ganon? Hindi makakain ng walang sausawan? Meron. Guys, pag ikaw mahilig sa sausawan na maaalat, ang tendency lumakas kang kumain. At ang tendency uminom ka ng maraming tubig. Paano kung hindi na ilalabas ng tama sa katawan mo yan? Di ba dumadami yung volume ng likido sa loob ng katawan, pwede kang high blooding. Kaya nga sa loob ng ospital, ano sabi ng mga doktor? Low salt, low fat, diet, bawal ang maaalat. Kasi ang tendency, high blooding ka in the future. Guys, yan ang free radicals. Traidor. Doc, ano ba ang free radicals? Yung mga stress. Yan ang mataas magbigay ng free radicals sa katawan. Doc, ano ba yan stress? Sa Tagalog, yan ang utang. Ngayon, taas ang kamay naman mga utang. Huwag mo na itaas, malalaman pa ng katabi mo. Sipin mo, may utang, may utang. Ano pakiramdam ng may utang? Di ba? Hirap mong ganon. Mahirap. Why? Hindi ka mapagkatulog, isip ka ng isip, di ba? Hindi mo alam kung paano magbabayad, text ng text sa'yo, hindi ka makapag-repair kasi wala ka rin load. O, tapos ayun na, nag-miss call na, sagutin mo. Di ba? Hindi mo alam kung paano sasagutin. Pagsagot lang eh. Wala kang pambayad eh. Ano ba yung stress? Yan yung mga suliranin, mga bagay-bagay sa buhay natin na dahil dyan, hindi ka nakakapag-function ng normal. Abnormal na yung functioning mo. Kaya nga uso-uso yung stress. Induced diabetes. Dahil sa stress, nagka-diabetes. Bakit? Ang lakas kumain. Stress-induced hypertension. Dahil sa stress, hinay blood. Tumaas ang blood pressure. Dahil sa stress, nagka-ulcer. Stress-induced ulcer. Okay? So, anong dapat gawin? Guys, i-overcome yung free radicals. How? Ang antioxidants po ang pumapatay sa free radicals. Good news! Nung ginawa ng ating Panginoong Diyos ang ating katawan, napakaraming antioxidant para patayin araw-araw itong free radicals. Bad news! When you reach the age 30, ayan, po, ang dami dito, parang sinabugan ng bomba. When you reach the age 30, hindi na gumagawa ang katawan natin ng antioxidants. Saan na ngayon manggagaling yung antioxidants that we need to fight off these free radicals? From the food that you're going to eat. Guys, fresh pa ba ang kinakain nyo? Hindi na. Usong-uso na yung mga fertilizer, chemicals, pesticides, insecticides, genetically modified fruits and vegetables. So, ang source na ngayon natin ng antioxidants are the nutritional supplements that we're gonna take. Guys, this is the breakthrough product ng Nature's Way. Kung bumilib ka sa Alive, kung bumilib ka sa Nature's Way, listen to this. Gusto nyo bang humaba ng matagal ang buhay nyo? For so many decades, alam na ng science, alam na ng scientists, na mga doctors, na pwede naman talaga humaba ang buhay ng tao. Isa pa lang ang alam na paraan kung paano humaba ang buhay ng tao. And this is what they call calorie restriction. Doc, ano ibig sabihin ng calorie restriction? Ibig sabihin, babawasan mo yung pagkain. Okay, calories. Yung mga kinakain natin, may calories. Babawasan mo yung pagkain. Eh, Doc, di pag binawasan yung pagkain, halos mamatay-matay ka rin. Yun na nga. In fact, sa US, may samahan yan. Calorie Restriction Foundation. Calorie Restriction Organization. Yung mga itsura nila, ang papaya.
Caloric restriction may be a way for an animal to kind of hunker down and slow down its aging rate.
Dr. Richard Weinrich heads an experiment at the University of Wisconsin Primate Center to see if living longer by eating less works with humans' close relatives, rhesus monkeys. The project began in 1989.
Very obvious that this one is heavier.
Half the monkeys eat what they want.
They get about 30% more than the restricted animals.
The others get a diet with adequate nutrition, but far fewer calories.
These animals are about the same age, and the restricted animal, at least to us, looks a lot younger.
The calorie-restricted animals also have less heart disease and diabetes. And early results from cognitive tests show their minds are sharper.
Bakit? Ano ba napag-alaman ng siyensya ukol dito? They found out, pag ang tao pala, hindi kumain ng more or less 30 to 40 to 50%, nung dapat niyang kainin, natitrigger yung isang gene sa katawan na kung tawagin ay SIRT1 gene. Okay, SIRT1 genes. Eh, Doc, ano na yun ang mangyayari kung sakaling ma-trigger yung SIRT1 genes? Guys, pag na-activate ang SIRT1 genes, ano ang mangyayari? Sa ayaw at sa gusto mo, hahaba ang buhay mo. Maganda ba yung ganon? And hindi yung basta hahaba ang buhay mo, nare-reverse din yung aging. Meaning, pati yung diseases, nare-reverse din. Bakit? Aging is characterized by a person na maraming sakit. Bakit? Nung bata ka naman, wala kang high blood. Nung bata, walang cancer. Nung bata, walang diabetes. Nung bata, walang arthritis. Bakit nung kailan ka tumanda, tsaka ka nagkaroon ng lahat ng mga yan? Because it's part of the aging process. Pero kung marireverse yung aging, tsaka marireverse din yung mga diseases na yan. Are you with me? So, eto na. Pag na-activate yung SIRT1 genes, tsaka kahaba ang buhay at marireverse ang aging. There's this doctor, a very brilliant doctor by the name of Dr. David Sinclair. He is an Harvard medical researcher. Pag sinabing Harvard, sikat o hindi sikat? Sikat. He's been a researcher on this topic, what we call longevity polyphenols. He has been a researcher for the past 30 years. At ito ang kanyang specialty. Naghahanap siya ng mga ingredients, okay, na makakapagpa-trigger ng SIRT1 genes para ang tao, kahit kumain ng kumain, hahaba pa rin ang buhay. Nasusundan niyo po ba ako? So, nagsimula siya mag-experiment ng mga ingredients, and he found out this particular longevity polyphenols. Longevity polyphenols na nakakapagpahaba ng buhay ng mga living things. Like what? Sinubukan niya ito, number 1, sa yeast. Okay? Nilagyan niya ng longevity polyphenols. What happened? Nag-expand. Humaba yung buhay ng yeast ng 30 to 60%. You might be saying, Doc, tao tayo eh. Hindi naman tayo yeast. Guys, I repeat, yung experiment niya for the past 30 years. Ito pa lang yung simula. Nag-upgrade siya ngayon na experiment. Sinubukan niya ngayon sa fruit flies. Okay? Ano ginawa? Nilagyan niya rin ng longevity polyphenols. After the experiment, humaba yung buhay ng fruit flies ng 30 to 60% na naman. Ano ginawa niya? Nag-upgrade uli siya ng experiment. Sinubukan niya sa roundworms. Okay? Sinaksakan niya ng longevity polyphenols. Ano nangyari? Humaba uli yung buhay ng 30 to 60%. So, consistent yung study niya. Tapos, 10 years ago, sinubukan niya ito sa isang species ng isda. Fish. Okay? Sinaksakan niya ng longevity polyphenols. What happened? Humaba uli yung buhay ng 30 to 60%. Recently, guys, last 2006, ito na yung pinakahuling study niya. Sinubukan yung longevity polyphenols sa laboratory mice, sa mga daga. Okay? 100 daga. Sa group A, sinaksakan ng tubig o ng placebo. 100 daga. Sa group B, sinaksakan ng longevity polyphenols. Ano ginawa? Pinakain ng matatabang pagkain. After a few months, a few years, ano nangyari? Yung mga daga na sinaksakan ng tubig, siyempre, ano nangyari? Tumaba. Nagka-arthritis, nagka-diabetes, nagka-high blood, nagka-cancer. Yung usual na aging process, nangyari doon sa mga daga sa group A. Sa mga daga sa group B na sinaksakan ng longevity polyphenols, hindi tumaba. Very active. Ang bilis-bilis gumalaw. Walang sakit. Inotopsy nila pagkatapos mamatay. Pagkatapos mamatay, guys, yung puso ng daga, inotopsy. Yung cells niya, parang puso ng batang daga. Yung liver cells, parang liver cells ng batang daga. In short, yung aging process na-reverse. Na-reverse. And not only that, yung buhay ng mice, humaba uli ng 30 to 60%. So consistent. You might be asking, Doc, hindi naman tayo yeast, hindi tayo flies, hindi tayo worm, hindi tayo fish, and we're not even mice. Tao tayo. Guys, listen to this. Yung longevity polyphenols, isa sa longevity polyphenols na yun, ang tawag ay resveratrol. And they researched on it. They found out, itong resveratrol, ito po yung active ingredient doon sa red wine. Pamilyar po ba kayo sa red wine? So, nag-research ngayon sila, saan ba? Sino ba mga tao ang madalas umiinom ng red wine? And they found out, in France. In France, yung mga French, mahilig uminom ng red wine. Pamilyar ba kayo ron? So, nagkaroon sila ng study sa mga French versus mga Americans. Okay? They found out ang mga French, ang diet, high fat. Ano ba pagkain ng mga French? Steak. Yung steak na matataba. Ano pa? Cheese. Diyos ko po, ang taas ng fat niyan. Eh, yung mga Amerikano. Okay? Ano ba diet niyan? Cheeseburger. French fries. High fat po ba? Parehong high fat. Eto ngayon. They found out through research and studies na yung mga French, pag tumanda, ang papayat. Bihirang-bihira yung matataba. Samantalang yung mga Amerikano na mahilig magkakain ng burger at fries, pag tumanda, overweight, obese. Yung mga Amerikano may cancer, may diabetes, may high blood, mataas ang cholesterol. Samantalang yung mga sakit na yan, mababa ang incidence sa France. At higit sa lahat, they found out, mas mahaba ang buhay ng mga French kesa mga Amerikano. Hindi nila malaman kung bakit. And they finally traced it. Why? Dahil sa red wine. Kasi ang mga French, umaga pa lang, red wine na. Tanghali, red wine. Dinner, bago matulog, red wine. Pampainit ng katawan. Kaya proven sa tao na yung longevity polyphenols nagte-take effect. Maliwanag po ba yun? Yeah. Ano ginawa ngayon ng Nature's Way? By the way, this particular doctor that I'm mentioning, Dr. David Sinclair, na-feature yung experiment at study niya sa Harvard sa maraming fitness, health at business magazine, na-feature sa Fortune, na-feature sa Mayo Clinic, sa Fox News, CNN, WebMD, 60 Minutes, The New York Times. Na-feature din siya as a guest sa Barbara Walters Show, sa Oprah Winfrey Show. Pamilyar po ba kayo doon? Sikat o hindi sikat? Napag-usapan siya ng todo-todo. So, in short, yung Nature's Way, sinundan yung experiment niya, gumawa ng supplement basing on longevity polyphenols. Good news, nilabas ang Restorlyf. Exclusive para sa AIM Global, para tayo muna rito sa AIM Global, ang humaba ang buhay. With the consistent consumption of Restorlyf, natitrigger yung SIRT1 genes. And in doing so, hahaba yung buhay, pero yung aging nare-reverse. In short, hahaba yung buhay, pero yung sakit, pwedeng ma-reverse. Maganda o napakaganda? And here's the great part of this. Great part of this. Sabi na iba, Dok, ibig sabihin, yung iniinom namin na Restorlyf, para kaming umiinom ng sangkatutak na red wine. Correct! The good thing about this is you can equate this with 1 V-caps, kasi naka-V-caps din siya. 1 V-caps of Restorlyf is equivalent to 100 glasses of red wine. But without the alcohol intake, without the alcohol part. So in short, para kang umiinom ng red wine, pero walang alcohol. In short, walang tama. Hindi makakasama sa liver. Maganda po ba yung gano'n? Kasi sabi ng iba, Dok, bawal sa amin ng alak. Diba? Sa aming ganitong religion, bawal ang alak. Eh, pag ininom namin yan, may red wine powder, may red wine concentrate, tapos may iba pang ingredient na mataas dun sa pang-pa-activate ng SIRT1. Eh, baka malasing kami yan. Hindi po ito nakakalasing. Kasi nga tinanggal yung alcoholic counterpart o yung alcoholic part. So in doing so, yung active ingredient lang ng red wine ang napapakinabangan natin. Maganda o napakaganda? So what will be the effect? Sabi nga rito, do you want to live up to 125 years? Sabi ng iba, Dok, parang ayoko, baka mamaya hindi na ako gumagalaw niyan. This is different. Why? You may be age 90. You may be at the age of 100. Pero pakiramdam mo, para ka lang 60 years old. Isipin mo, dapat din tayo 110 years old ka na, pero nagbubugi ka pa at nagtatango. Maganda po ba yun? Isipin mo, 125 years ka na, di ba? Pero kumakanta-kanta ka pa. Yung pakiramdam mo, para ka pang nasa 75 years old lang. Why? As again, nare-reverse yung aging. This is a breakthrough product for the past 1 year and a half. Guys, yung active ingredient na to, ito ang pinag-uusapan ngayon sa US. Why? It is scientifically at medically proven. This is a very, very good combination with Alive. Pag inom mo ng Alive, pwede mo sabayan ng Restorlyf para alive na alive ka na at saktang mahabang-mahaba ang buhay mo. Maganda na maganda! Yan ang mga product natin sa AIM Global, tunay nakakaiba. Hindi basta-basta, may backup ng studies at ng research.
Red wine is brimming with resveratrol. It's found in high concentration in the skin of the grape. It seems to play a role in protecting it from invading bacteria and fungi.
Were you aware of the research into red wine that it offered certain health benefits?
Oh, sure. I mean, that's why I almost fell off my chair when the link was made, and I thought that this was a potential explanation for the benefits of red wine.
Convinced they were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough, Sinclair and Westphal launched Certris, a Cambridge, Massachusetts research company. They, along with a handful of other cutting-edge biotech companies, are developing resveratrol-based drugs that they believe zero in on the longevity gene.
The important news here is not that we found something in red wine. The important thing is that we passed a milestone where we can now make drugs based on this knowledge and potentially slow down aging itself.
How much red wine would you have to drink to get the kind of resveratrol that you're using?
The sad news is that you'd need to drink about 1,000 bottles a day of red wine, which I don't recommend. What we're talking about is activating the body's natural genetic defenses against diseases, and that's very powerful if we can harness that.
Resveratrol has been tested on mice, and the results have been encouraging. In this test video provided by Certris, both of the mice have been fed a high-fat diet for 12 weeks. But when placed on a treadmill, the mouse on the right ran twice as far. he was taking high concentrations of resveratrol.
You have fat mice, and you have fat mice with resveratrol, and the ones that are on resveratrol, they can run twice as far, and they live longer, about 20% longer.
Other studies showed that among mice fed a high-fat diet, those given resveratrol didn't gain as much weight as those not given the drug. Sinclair believes that resveratrol actually changes the physiology of the mice. The proof, he says, is in the post-mortem.
Their organs looked pristine, youthful, fat-free, and their physiology was just like they were dieting, but they were fat.
Convinced they were on the right path, they fast-tracked the drug into human trials on people with untreated diabetes, and the results were impressive. It significantly lowered glucose and insulin levels without the patients changing their diet or taking any other drugs.
Originally, our hope was that you'd be able to prevent diseases of aging. What we ended up seeing is actually you could therapeutically intervene in patients who have diseases of aging, and that was unexpected. Yeah, the diabetic patients have high blood sugar, and the molecules bring it down. That's treatment, that's not prevention.
Just by taking a simple pill, it's real, and it may soon be possible for humans. Doctors finding a compound in red wine that could slow the aging process. So how does it work? Joining us now, Fox News medical contributor Dr. Jennifer Ashton. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Megan.
All right, so we knew that red wine was good for us. They told us that many times, good for your heart, etc. But it can slow the aging process. It can add years to your life.
Right. So this is potentially really exciting if you think about it. I mean, some people might not want to extend their life by 20 years into old age, but most people probably would. And what this has to do with is the so-called French paradox, which is the theory or the question that scientists have been looking at now for almost 20 years as to why French people who consume relatively high amounts of red wine and a diet that's high in fat have a lower incidence of heart disease than, say, we do in this country. And they found that the miracle compound is something called resveratrol, which is found in grapes, the skins of grapes actually, and found in high quantities in red wine. And now, of course, it's only a matter of time until scientists have been able to put that into pill form. They've already studied it in animals, so it's only a matter of time until it comes to us.
And that's the deal. So inspired by that French paradox, these doctors got together and started studying to see, well, eventually they started studying resveratrol, and they found that this compound in red wine is so healthy for you that it literally can expand your lifespan 20 years or more, and not just any 20 years, but healthy years. It postpones disease.
That's right.
However, if you were just to drink red wine and forget the pill, you'd have to drink 1,000 bottles a day.
Right, and let's be clear, we're not recommending that, obviously.
That does not expand your lifespan.
No, it doesn't. But of course, they're going to put it in much more concentrated form when they are able to put it in a pill for human consumption. But they found that the compound in the pill actually activates a gene that is then responsible for slowing the aging process, and it's doing everything from preventing diseases to fighting types of infection that are implicated in aging. And the disease in yeast, then they moved on to mice, and soon it'll go into clinical trials, and we might be able to actually purchase this for our use.
Right, so it's not like they're just giving you an extra 20, 30 years. It's that they're actually managing to keep you chronologically younger, physically younger,
right,
for a longer period of time, because your body, when it hits 80, will be more like that of a 60-year-old in terms of disease, correct?
Correct. And the other thing that I think we have to keep in mind is that whenever they isolate one particular gene or one particular compound that's linked to a very broad spectrum of disease or clinical manifestations, we say, we really have to take it with a grain of salt, because obviously there are other factors that come into play, like our genetic or family history, that are incredibly important when you talk about how we are all going to age. So this is one piece of the puzzle. It's still a long ways off, but you better believe the pharmaceutical companies are looking at how soon they can get it into pill form.
This would be huge. This really would be fountain of youth in a pill, wouldn't it?
As I said, one piece of the puzzle, but a very, very important one.
It's really incredible that it's working on the mice.
Yeah.
And they're saying that right now the only thing that exists that's anything like it are these extreme calorie restriction diets that some people go on. on to try to prolong their lifespans. That works as well. But
Absolutely.
if you want to eat, go ahead and do that and wait for the pill.
Well, remember, I always say if something sounds too good to be true, sometimes it can be. And the other interesting thing we can't forget is that, you know, the French are kind of known for their joie de vivre, or love of living. And, you know, part of what you enjoy when you sip a glass of red wine with your friends is the whole social interaction. So we don't want to lose track of that. We want to keep our minds and our social lives as healthy as our cells inside our body.
Good call. Plus, if we can get 4 months of vacation a year like they have, I'm sure we're going to be really happy.
Can't hurt.
Dr. Jennifer Ashton.